Hey guys, how are you? It's your girl Janet. I'm here again to walk you through part of my journey from Marindi to Nairobi. And this is how it started, going with traveling many kilometers from one city to another, with a bus, sometimes with flight, sometimes with train. And this time it's the bus. So we visit the land after getting to Marindi, and the land was bushy. It was like a forest. And so we had to think about how are we gonna go about it. So we organized the team that took off the bush, cut it with machete and any other tool that could be available, and then we burn it. It was so hot. It was hot weather, so we had to burn it to make sure everything has gone down. And this is how our bush has turned to be. And this is the first time I'm doing this kind of a job, so if you realize this, I would have done better. Forgive me. This is how I was advised. And then we thought, why can't we do a site house? And here, because of the heat, we could not do the sheet house. We can only do a mud house. A mud house was better. So this is a toilet, outside common toilet or outside toilet, latrine, if I say. And with this soil that it's coming from this hole, it's the same soil we're gonna build the house with. And this is how our soils here look like. So after that, we plant some trees. Still it's hot, but this time we have already done the water. So it was easy to, pour water to the trees or feed trees with water, or whatever you call it. So, but the weather is still hot, so hot. And so the trees were giving us some hope that something is happening. And so, yeah, this was a journey that we started last year. But this year, it's when we got so serious about it. So it's a journey of, if I call it a year, yeah. So you can see my trees, all our trees are trying to catch up with the hot season. But yeah, they are getting water. And you can see also we have some grasses. They have already grown after burning them. And we have already done the fencing. This time we are doing the trees. We have done the fencing, but not the good fencing, just a temporary fencing, just to show that this land has the owner, so that nobody else will come to buy that land. So everybody sees it, they can tell there's someone who owned the land. That was the purpose of doing the temporary fencing first. And fencing 5 acres, it wasn't easy. Oh, it wasn't easy. It's so costly. So there's no way I could have done a permanent wall or fence. Well, I have a lot to do. I have the trees to do. I have the water to do. I have the house to build. I have people to hire. I had a lot at the same time. So yeah, we continue planting trees. You can see there's a fence, this tree coming up. And so this part of my journey here in Marindi, because this is what brought me here, to build a home for my family. And remember, the proverb woman talks about women building their own home. And this is me now building my own home, because my partner is very supportive, but he's not around to do this. So for him, he can support me financially, support me emotionally, support me not physically, support me in any other way, but physically I had to do this. And also I knew God has begun a good job in me, and I'm not alone. I also had a good team. So we also did coconut trees. Outside you can see that big hole, and I have been showing you some of these jobs happening. So those are coconut tree. So they are also doing very well, and we had to cover them in a way animals will not see them and come and eat them, because once they're eaten, then there's nothing that will grow. So yeah, this is part of my journey, and it wasn't easy because the trees were taking so slow, and they're still taking so slow, going so slow because of the heat. You do water and the next minute it's dry. The good thing is we have the water, because if we were getting water from someone else, that would be terrible. So we have good supply. At this time we had good supply of water. The suppliers were supplying us water when it's needed. Like our tap always had water, but you can see this tree dry up. It gave up, and you can see we were trying to do a tank, 3,000 liters. At least that one we knew will have enough water every day for the plants, for the building. Those are my neighbors at the back, you can tell. And this is a plumber trying to connect water again from one space to another. That's my meter, water meter. It's already working, already helping me with so many things here, because I couldn't do anything without her. So yeah, this is how my space look like. And now it's this year 2025, I started this journey of now having my own house, building my own house. Last year was my site house. I have a boy or a young man who does that, a Gen Z's that lives here, who take care of the trees, take care of everything else, because later we'll have the chicken, we'll have the goats, we'll have the cows, we'll have everything, and also for security purpose. So this is where I started my house, and this was this year 2026 March. This is March 2026. So we started this journey. And me being away from the main road, transport was not easy. Transporting the materials was not a joke. The materials are available. The roads are okay. But now the transport was expensive for me. Not as a person who is building next to the main road. But this is how you know that you're off grid. You are away from everything else. But yes, material was available. So this is the second day. The first day was to these mitaros. Today now it's to continue filling up everything. So I will walk with you this part of the journey of this house, because it is important for me to document and also to show you, so that you can be encouraged. And a lot of people have been asking me like, oh, do you have neighbors? And yes, I have a lot of neighbors. Some of you have been asking me, do you guys have water? Yes, we have water. Some of you have been asking me, how is the security? The security is 100% okay. Perfect. We are not even okay, it's perfect. I have not had any of people complaining about that here, and I have not faced any challenge when it comes to security. So some else people have been asking me is, how long is your home from the city, Marindi city? It's 50 minutes drive. And also some of you have been asking me how long it's your home to the highway, the nearest highway, and that is Lamu Road. So from the Lamu Road, you need to pardon me, because I told you where I come from. RL, they fight a lot when I'm talking. So Lamu Road, to my house, it's 20 minutes or 10 minutes ride. I think it's less because for me, I come here with a motorbike. I have my good rider, and I think in 10 minutes we already, you know, because roads are okay. Roads here, government of Marereni and Marindi, I salute you for that. You have taken care of that. Yes, so also, finding people to work with me here, it wasn't hard. As you know, here in Kenya, a lot of youths are jobless. The first day they got to know that there's a work that needs to be done, they came like 50 of them looking for something to do. But of course, we could not hire all of them, so we had to take few, and the rest had to go. So these are the team. This is the team that we are working with for now. And you know, I have a friend who told me nyumba haijengwi na fundi moja. That means a house is not built by one builder. And some, I know they have a lot of houses that have not been built by one builder. And so this is my first team that built my house. And the leader of this team, or constructor, or I don't know how you will call him, I found him in Nairobi. So he came all the way from Nairobi to Malindi. So he was living here with his team and some of my neighbors here. So this is the phase one of my house. So enjoy it and see. Enjoy it as you get encouraged to know that you can also do the same, or you can even do. And you know, one thing that I always mention is our ground here, they are not hard to work on it. It's very soft. I see if making holes for trees with their hands or with machete. It's very soft. Also, a lot of people get to ask me, what kind of soil do there? And a lot of time I don't know how to answer that, because we have a lot of, like my land, I have three type of soil. And like here you can see the soil that it's here. And you know, when Nairobi people came here to build this house, they realized that this soil is the same Nairobi used to build their home. But here, this soil is not used. They don't know this is the same soil people use or sand use to build in Nairobi. So to them, this is not for building. So we had to buy a different one for building. In many places, this is the sand that build, but not here. And it's because, you know, human, a lot of time they don't have what they have, and this is one of those cases. So yeah, I you know, may you be encouraged. I met those people or my friends who get encouraged to see something like this happening, because it's a blessing. And sometimes we find ourselves in places we never thought about. Sometimes we find ourselves doing the things that looked so hard, looked so impossible to us. And you know, when even people see us doing these things, they feel, oh, if so do it, I can also do it. And you know, yes, I can say that again, that nobody that cannot do this, nobody. We are all do something like this, having our own home, building and our houses. I'm not saying it easy, but it's possible. You know, you start one step, the next day you have gone to another step, and slowly by slowly you are done building your own home. So this is where Kizungumukuti came. Now, when we started doing this, you can see all those yellows, mitungis. I don't know how to call them in English. The yellow things. It's for water. Because once we started building this house, the pump that pumped water to our home from the supplier's point, it got spoiled. So it was not pumping water to come to us. We have started this job. We couldn't stop. So what did we do? We had to look for riders to go buy water around kilometers away. Buy water to do this job because my mind was made up that we are starting. And there's no go back and wait for the machines to be repaired to pump water. So we had to continue, and the only way to continue, we had to buy water. And that's why you saw yellow things for water, because that's the only we could have continued building. Once I made my mind, I don't go back, because it will take my peace away. So that's one thing that also messed me big time. When I started my house, I had to buy water. So my budget on building this house, it was beyond my plan. And that's why when you're building your houses, and I know many people are telling me the same, if the budget was 2 million, you need to have at least 2.5, because you don't know what's happened on the way. And truly, I have seen that on this journey of building my home, where I thought I'll buy 5 cement and they end up to be 10. Or where I happen to buy materials and the suppliers are not supplying on time, and we need them, and later they will say we need more money for you to get where you are, and happen, things just come. And I used to be told those things happen, but I didn't know the weight of all that I used to hear and myself doing this. Sometimes you go to the site and these people tell you, oh, we are hungry, please buy us food or something. And you are paying them and they have asked for more. Sometimes, they have started work, they're asking for more tools. Things just happened. And so that will not stop you. Your dream or dream you do, it's trying to to provide what it's needed, as long as truly it's needed. So yeah, as they that, I had to go check, is water really coming? I used to touch my tank every day to see if they were coming, but you can tell now the tank, it is upside down, because that's how we are putting water now from my store or my, yeah, that's my store. By this time we have chicken, we have birds, and I started with birds. That's great. I started with 10 birds and I built for them a small house. So they're here eating, and it took me few meeting them, because I bought them on phone, and every time I was coming here, they have gone to eat outside my home. Go home before they come back home. And when I say that, I might confuse you, because I still don't live here. I live this home. So, and they're supposed to go out to eat early in the morning and come later when I'm not around. So how's my boy is Baraka, he lives here. The work is going on. I'm glad that all these things were going well. I cannot complain. The only challenge I had here is water, because water came later when we were still on with the work. That's when they fixed the machine, the pumping machine. And yes, them neighbors were supportive. My neighbors up there, they were very supportive. They used to encourage me, and they encouraged me. Some of them, we work together here in my home. Tell you, you have something that someone else need, because now I created jobs for them. So yeah, you can see this is the sand that we are using. That's another thing. Here in Marindi, the materials that they use here in Marindi, For me, they were not looking like materials that will build, because there's materials that are in Nairobi or somewhere else. But these ones in Marindi, the stones in Marindi, it took me forever. It took me so long to convince myself that I will build with the same stones, because for looking strong, for me they were not looking like building stones. And when I walk around or moved around buildings, big apartments built with the same stones, I could try to convince myself, and it took me so long before myself that yes, I'm gonna do it. So you see my tank, because of the heat, and it doesn't have, so it was looking like this, it was bending, it was losing the shape because of the heat, and it doesn't have. And later the water came. So yeah, we have done with the foundation. It wasn't foundation, it took a week, build making everything it's okay. It's making sure that we are good to go. It took me a week. And I thank God because they say foundation, it's the heart of the house. It's true, and it's expensive. It's costly. I will not say expensive, I'll say it's costly. So once I was done with foundation, I was happy because, when you're done, they tell you, oh, the rest is easy. I didn't feel that. It was still, it was still a journey of withdrawing and withdrawing money and withdrawing money and withdrawing money, and looking for money and giving money and paying things, and hardwares became my day space to walk in and out. But before that, stones and sand, and I had suppliers that they were taking it to the site. But after that, now I know I'm still on that journey where hardwares has become friends. They see me every. So yeah, foundation is done. As you can see, they did a good job. They did a beautiful. The time they were done with the foundation, you can see I still have stones, I still have sand, I still have cement. I still have materials that we can go on, and as they build, we continue buying for more materials. Though this is my journey. This is 2-bedroom house foundation, and at the it was looking big until started going. It looked so small to me, but it's in Wim. So 2-bedroom for 2 people, it's okay. Because later to do guest house. So whoever come to visit can have your own house, so that you can be more comfortable to stay longer in our home. We are not using the same roof. To visitors with your family, the house is enough for you. So that's why I first built my house with Wim, and now I'll build, guest house. So yeah, this is going high and high. Oh, the house can encourage anybody. So this in my home, it was very encouraging. Pinch myself, like, is this your house? And yeah, we are still building with Nairobi team. This is still Nairobi team, still the walling, and this is of the house, the walling. Tell that's my bedroom. It had a bay window, that's why it looked like this. This is I tried to do something in a small house. This is my paradise. This is, if I come to your house and you have a big house, I will also enjoy. To my small one, I'll still enjoy. So this is my Paris. So that's together with open kitchen. They're still working. Now you see those crash. This is why I never trust stones. They don't look me, but this is what we use here, and everybody else, the apartments, any big house you see here, come from these stones. So they're still doing it. They're still the first team that is going on with the work. This is how it look like. This is how it look like. Some of these builders are my neighbors. So these are the people that even after fails I'll be living with. As my Baraka, the one who take care of my home. A very nice boy. A Gen Z that really knows to do his job. There were some changes I made here, because I realized the common toilet is tiny that I couldn't comfortable if they continue on with it. This one I don't like it, so I had to take this one wall off, and I did it. So maybe later you're gonna see how it and I'm still some things down. This is my first house, and doing my first house I'm doing a lot of mistakes. I'm learning a lot, and I want to see how this out. And this is my back door. You can tell this is my laundry room, and so I don't mind making and correcting the mistakes. One is because very supportive system works with me in this journey, so they don't fight me when I say no, let's put down, let's build this, because once it's done I wanted it to be. So yeah, still going on. The birds or the chill growing because I bought them as chicks. They're saying my trees are growing, so things moving. My growing, my faith is, my health, it's okay, my physical, it's okay, my growing. At this time my business was going on. So at this point I was thanking God that was okay. And I prayed over anything. I could ask God, like, what have I done to you? All these things for me. And I remember I'm a child of God. I said, what? The Bible said that He will never withhold anything good to us, because He's a faithful God. Gold belonged to the created heaven and limited on anything. He has all that we need. The verse in the Bible said, 1,000 cattle on the hills His. So He's not limited on anything. And He has been in every profession has been till to date. No, I've not witnessed any accident or hear any accident happen on my space when they are. So when I protect those I'm talking about. I have not a case of took my son or accident or who got sick. We learn that has not happened. Anything that was while building this provided, and that was not me, but it was Rafa provider. And that's why I go through this journey. If you start your God, whatever He finish, and even of it. So when you start that, you have started God, His will to home, His will to see, then the right thing. Also He ordered steps. Finding myself in a miracle. Didn't know there's a place, and I came from Nairobi. How I got myself, it's a test. It's a miracle, that story. So knowing that He's the biggest good work, knowing even the of me having it's according to Him, I was good to go. This journey one end. He said he will all the desire of our hearts. To know later that desires that our hearts, he that desires in us. How do we know? Nothing. Desires, who gave us those desires, that we desire, fulfill them to his will. Providing for her door, for his son. It is his will. Pleases him. Okay. So this house goes in pieces. These people here, I of any bad happening in this. I've never heard of a government official as anybody. I have heard of, liking because they don't. Everything smooth. All the reasons to fall. When I look at a house, because sometimes we might think this is, it has its own people. The rich people make those big jobs, big business. Those people who know. So, as Lord of God, everything and anything is possible. All those good, they are possible. Because now I'm remembering that TikTok video, and kitchen had no food. My kitchen cabinet, and when everybody could see how empty is my kitchen. But the Lord will provide for me this kitchen cabinet of food. And then we were talking about, and later we are doing the house. There's nothing God cannot do. God cannot do to his people. It's only to believe, trust him. It's on him. No, maybe it has not started, but it will. So here we are. This is done. Now we are doing tonight ring beam. Tiba, our ring beam. We did 10 stones to the ring. After ring beam, we do 2 stones, but we did more after realizing my house to be a bit high, so that when you get in, it's a bit high, you don't hit your head, especially a tall person. So our ring beam was finished, and at this point I'm so happy. Time a bit lived, because this is a house. The roofing, never be homeless. In Corona season, really made know that anything can happen. But one thing I carried us. Also were closed. Everything had been shattered. Did we die? Because it has been God. It was God who kept us. Anything else I should say about everything? Both things. The ring, I have never had it. Didn't before. I was such as we. Before we go to the next few, I research on it for me to make sure they're right. And this, I came to ring being. It's to all the with each other, bring the whole house with each other. And all connection between and the walling and foundation to put together, grew. So yeah, that's how Tiba had to come out because happened and buying the Tiba or the roofing, bought some wax. After there, you see, we did 2 stones. We did my roofing. It's a space there. We need more stones, so we did some space, some stones. So our house is like that. It will not look like a toy house. Some spaces, some. I thought, oh, might have be what I want, because to me, I felt at this point I had to let go. Nairobi second. Now a team to go journey from here. So they had to face with stones. Time I was thought we have done a wall, we are finished with the stones, the sand, and now we'll go to a new thing. I had to ask more stones, more sand. Yes, you can see also here where that roof is. So we had to make sure this looks better. So yeah, any other thing to do about this, and I remember feeling so low. My partner's happened. He said, do what we need to do. So no worry. Because I've not seen this many times. I always do things, see things before. I had not seen. I was surprised, I was shocked. they were about to fit at the back. After that, you need to do the tank. Our tank need to, of the heat, we need to look it. So we have this, and I had to be creative. How do tanks stand to look? And you know, my mind store down there, small store, be my garden, inside that store down. And the tank will then will gonna cover on the two because of the heat. But now because let's that's all sun. But as long about it's the right way, the way of mine. So here is my tank. So going on, you can see a door there. That's tools store. That was my later, and then I'll put in my tools. This is my back the house vegetable here. So having water here, I'll be having so the work is going on. It turned from the back side of the house. You see now it was fixed and it was okay. And the turn going on. And you can tell how green this space is. My neighbors are down there. You can see them very good. And then, oh, you can tell this, how peaceful is this place, you know? Especially for me that I came from the city, the chaotic in the city, the unsafety in the city, you know? This space is heaven to me. It's to me. It's everything to me. So you can tell from the far I fixed. Yes, the roof is hidden. I still have some materials that everything at this point look good. So next, and I know from here you can now what needs to be done, because our second phase is done. Going to the third phase, it's already done, because the third phase is the roofing, and the roofing is done. So we are done with first phase, second phase, and the third phase. Now the next phase that is on here, now it's to invite the plumber, to invite the electrician. And when we are doing this, our garden is going on, our land is going on. This is cassava growing. You know, we said let us try if we can do cassava, and you can see they are doing very, very well. And you know, cassava don't care if it's raining or not. They will care. And so you can tell they're doing okay, and those are my neighbors, you know, they also have some there. So this is how my space look like, my property look like. Thank God for everything that it's happening, and I'm so happy that I'm here. You can see my chicken has come back for a, because you know, after looking for food since morning, they come back and get some rest. So plumber is already here. You see those green pipes, and we still have some timber remaining here. And now the plumber have already his job. That's my view. I did very big windows. So electrician is done with his job, and plumber is done with his job. Those are power pipes from electrician. So he's already done with his work. So this is now phase 4, if I call it phase 4. So also plumbing, part of the plumbing and part of electrician, it's done. They don't do everything at the same time. That's my kitchen, where my sink will be sitting on. That's my window to see the kitchen. That's the kitchen window to see the kitchen garden. So you can see those piping. We have plumbing, water piping, and power. You can see all of them there. And that's my laundry space. The piping is done. It's still drying up. It's wet. That's where the washing machine will be sitting. And that's the work of electrician. Everything, they are all done. Phase 1 of electrician is done. Phase 1 of plumbing is done. We go to the next rooms and you'll realize that that they also did. Yeah, this is still my living room where the standing and the power space is here. The pipes are there already waiting for the phase 2. But before that, we'll be doing plastering, and after plastering, we finish with the next phases, power and plumbing. So all the rooms are done with power pipes. They are all done, and he did a good job. And this team came from Nairobi. The plumber came from Nairobi. The electrician came from Nairobi, all the way to Malindi. We were so happy to host them here because these are the trust. Then I didn't know anybody else from here that I could trust. We have a small tank up there. So this room where I told you we have the bay window, the electric work, it's already done. The power work, it's already done. Phase 1, it will go to phase 3. So yeah, it's done. I'm happy that this that's tell you we are doing something and things are moving on very, very well. That's my bathroom. They'll be there, sockets and everything. The toilet will be here because this is my washroom. It's not the common washroom, but my bedroom washroom. So the plumbing is done. So we continue and see what else needs to be done. So you can see all those pipes are up there. So this help also those guys will do the plastering. They can see it's done and they can know how to go about that. So this is my view from the bedroom, and I'll be sitting, and this is what I'll be watching. And the plans is to farm all this land, and that's my view, that's my porch. Trying to beautify this space with these beautiful trees. And yeah, the next thing was the doors, and also to buy the frames. And this, because before we do the plastering, door frames need to be fixed. And I thought, why should I only buy the frames? I need to buy doors also. So we bought the doors and their frames. And then this is Marindi. We are buying them from Marindi, jounrney. 50-minute drive to there. And when I was buying this, I didn't know that I have bought with bad frames, door frames. So I had to change the frames later to buy better frames later. Bad frames, I will do them with something else. I'll still have animals' house to do. So they will be still useful. So yeah, this is me helping the Probox guy or the transport guy to my doors and the frames to get to my land, and from there we'll see what. So the doors are the frames are fixed, as you can see, well fixed, but this space need to go down. This wall that I'm showing you need to go down of doing something else. So this space need to be open, and this walls has to go down. The out has to go out. But anything else is okay. That's the view. My big windows are there, and so this is how frames came out. Very, very good. They're beautiful, and I'm happy with this job. And later, after we are almost there, we'll do the doors. But right, get to be broken when the work is going on. And so on the back door, the frame is fixed, and these are good door frames, and I'm so happy. And this is my king room. And let's go to the bedroom also to see the frame, and they are also nice frames, and good job, good job. They are fixed well. Now the plan go on and be done. So I'm happy with this job. That's my master bedroom. And yeah, this is a nice one. This is a nice one. So I'm also blessed with the right people with. They do very good job. So we have steel windows, then steel frames here. Wait time. This is, you see, now like we are using that outside room like a storeroom. So and we are happy. We are happy that this is happening. This that used to be bush, and the works is still going on. Banana tree down here, doing so well. You know, we have sugar, we have, you know, cashew nuts, we have a lot going on. We have our chickens are now 30. We have 2 goats. We are growing. And I want to do a serious farming once I move here because I have space with fruits. So we are doing a bigger house here, chicken house here. We started this job. Also, the site house will move from there to here so that Baraka will have his own space and I will have my own space. The Baraka house is so close to my house, I'll have to move it. So this, loved it and I brought it here. And I have a plan for that. Some flowers, you know, looking like they're dying, but they are growing at the same time. It will be so beautiful, trust you me. So we are still doing the trees from the seeds, and this is how we are doing them. And later we take them to the land. So these are all kind of mango tree, mango plants. We have matomoko, we have pawpaw, we have a lot of fruits here. Then we'll take them to the land later once they. So this is how my journey has been. And now we are doing the plastering. The plastering will go on until the home is complete. This flower is doing so. I'm so happy. These are the cassava plants. We need to plant them. This is how they look.